Hi, hello everyone. This is Ajay Kumar. I am from Krishna Chaitanya Institutions of Technological and Sciences, Markapur, and I had done a project in the internship at Emertexi Information Technologies Private Limited, and the project which was named as microwave oven simulation by using embedded C. And also here we can design this microwave oven by using PIC microcontroller. This PIC microcontroller, which was developed by Microchip Technologies by using a tool called MPLab XI-EDE. By using this tool we can design this PIC microwave oven. And then go to this. Here I can explain different things which are related to design of microwave oven. By using this contents, we can understand easily how we can design a microwave oven. Okay, first of all, you must know what is a microwave oven and what is its functionality. After that, what are the requirements you have to know before designing the microwave oven. And then go to basic knowledge of embedded system. In order to design a microwave oven, you must know what is embedded system, how it useful in our daily life, and how it useful in our microwave oven design. So in this embedded system we learn more. And then go to microprocessors and microcontrollers. Microprocessors and microcontrollers plays an key role in the entire designing of a microwave oven. And then go to PICSIMLab, and this is the tool. Here we can design, using this tool we can design a microwave oven. And then CLCD is the component where we use it in PIC microcontroller. CLCD is a display, so liquid crystal is a type of LCD display. Okay, and then go to matrix keypad. This is the keypad. In general we use normal keypads like keyboards, a number system. Actually it's a 3x3 number system, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, as like this, which was seen in general keyboards. Timers, we know the timers which are inbuilt in microcontrollers. And as point of microprocessors we connect externally. So microprocessor doesn't require in the design of microwave oven because we use PIC microcontroller. So PIC microcontroller having an inbuilt microprocessor, so we don't require another microprocessor. So in order to understand microcontroller functionality, you must know microprocessor and basic things about microprocessor. Okay, and ISR, interrupt service routine. ISR stands for interrupt service routine. And how we can project implemented. These contents are going to explain today. Okay, and then go to next slide. First of all, you must know what is a microwave oven and its functionality you must know. After that, you can design within a simple manner and easiest way. Okay, first of all, what is a microwave oven? Microwave oven is used to heat the food using microwaves use చేసుకొని మనం we are going to implement microwave oven which is of form electromagnetic waves. By reading this point we can say that microwaves are nothing but electromagnetic waves. After that, and then there are several modes in various microwave oven. We know that in general microwave oven consists of several modes, which are nothing but micro mode, grill mode, conventional mode, start mode. Okay, in order to understand these four modes, we can go next slides. I can explain briefly about these four modes. Okay, and then micro mode. This mode is used to cook food in a traditional way. So here we can say that this mode is useful to cook food. In general, we use microwave oven for the purpose of to heat the food, okay, or to cook the food. Okay, it uses a maximum power of 900 watts. Microwave oven uses maximum of 900 watts of power. In this, the maximum time that you set for cooking 60 minutes. Here in this mode we can set the timing also. Micro mode, we can set the timing also. That the maximum time that can set for coding is 60 minutes. 60 minutes is the maximum time. And then grill mode. Grill mode is the one of the mode which was this mode is presented in the microwave oven. But and then grill mode, this mode is used to cook meat and bread. This is also used to cook the food, or something like meat and bread, or egg puff, as like etc. in bakeries. You know that it works as the micro mode, but the purpose to cook meat and bread. Okay, user can set time as per the cooking time of the meat. In this, we can say that user can set the time. Who set the time here? User can set the time. In which mode? Grill mode. In grill mode, user can set the time. Like if you want to heat an egg puff, when you put in a microwave oven, you can set the time. How much amount of time to heat? So we can set the time. Up to that it will heat it. After that we can eat easiest, and it will heat it. Up to that time it will heat it. And then convection mode. In this mode, user can set the oven to preheat for a particular temperature, and it takes 3 minutes to preheat. In the conventional mode, user can set the oven here also we can set the oven to preheat. Here preheating time is there. In this mode, conventional mode, user can set the preheat time up to what time, particular temperature, and it takes 3 minutes to preheat. Okay, after preheating is done, then the user can set the time as per the requirement. After preheating is done, then the user can set the time as per the requirement. As per our requirement, after preheating done, then user can set the time. Who is user here? We are users. We can set the time after preheating time. So the maximum preheating time is 3 minutes. After completing this 3 minutes of time, we can set the time. Up to that time it will heat it. Okay, are you understand? And then go to next slide. After that, requirements. In order to design so up to this we can know what is microwave oven and how its functionality. So what's the use of microwave oven, and what is its use, in general daily life. So in order to design this microwave oven, what are the requirements we are having? So these are all the requirements. By using these requirements, we can design a microwave oven. Here, by using these requirements, we can design a microwave oven. Okay. So in order to design a microwave oven, you must have a knowledge on embedded C. So we know that the differences between C and embedded C. C is a basic language which is not designed for hardware. So embedded C is a language which is defined for particular hardware component. So based on hardware component, we can write a code for particular hardware. So that's the main differences between C and embedded C. Embedded C is used in embedded system. C is also used in embedded system. The concept is C and embedded C is almost similar. Here the difference is embedded C is designed and coded for only particular hardware which was required for our design. Okay, and then go to MPLAB IDEs. MPLAB IDEs are MPLAB XIDE. So this MPLAB XIDE is used in to design the microwave oven. So XE8 compiler, this compiler also we can download in Google. MPLAB IDE is which was designed by Microchip Technologies Private Limited. Okay, PICSIMLab, the name itself, it can have a PIC microcontroller and the exact microcontroller which is used to implement the microwave oven. By using here in this project, we can use PICSIMLab to design a microwave oven. In this PICSIMLab, we can take a particular microcontroller. That particular microcontroller was PIC16F877A. So we know that this is a microcontroller, PIC microcontroller, which was related by PIC family. This microcontroller related to the PIC family, and before going to the 16x4 CLCD, this is a display. After some time I can explain this briefly. Okay, and we use tactile switch. From this diagram, this is a tactile switch. Okay, this is a tactile switch. By using this switch, we can use this switch for the purpose of on and off. Okay, na? And MKP, matrix keypad. MKP stands for matrix keypad. And timers. These are all the requirements which we require to design microwave oven. For the purpose of designing microwave oven, these are the must and should components, and have a knowledge on embedded C. Okay. So what is embedded system? Embedded system is a combination of any hardware and software and which is intended to do a specific task. Embedded system is a combination of any hardware and software. It's a combination of hardware and software which is intended to do a specific task. In order to do a specific task, we use embedded system. That means embedded system is nothing but a combination of hardware and software. Okay, now. Okay. A general purpose system is used to perform large number of tasks. So the main difference between embedded system and general purpose system is the embedded system is used to perform so particular task only, and particular task only, and the another difference is it is used to perform small number of tasks. Okay, whereas general purpose system is used to perform large number of tasks, and this is applicable for all the general purpose systems. So the name itself, it can have the capability to perform all the operations which was related to general. Okay, whereas an embedded system which will perform a specific task only. Okay, different types of embedded system. We know that there are three types of embedded system. First one is standalone embedded system. Okay, standalone embedded system, real-time system, and network system. These three are explained in detail further slides. Okay, now understand? Okay, microcontrollers and microprocessors. So microcontroller. So before 5 minutes, I will tell to you. I can explain after 5 minutes what is a microprocessor and microcontroller. This is the time to discuss what is a controller and what is a processor. Okay, na? In a microcontroller and microprocessor. Microcontroller, all the components will be in a single chip. In a microcontroller, all the components are inbuilt in a single chip. Whereas in a microprocessor, all the components are assembled separately. That means all the components. What are the components? Memory and timers, counters, memory. Okay, na? Whereas memory can be divided, we know that secondary memory, primary memory. Okay, na? As like that. Whereas microcontroller, it is a less flexible and less design complexity. Flexibility is less and complexity is less. Whereas microprocessor, flexibility is more and complexity is high. Controller contains processors along with I/O peripherals. Processors does not inbuilt I/O. Okay, na? Different microcontroller examples are PIC microcontroller, 8051 microcontroller. Okay, and whereas different microprocessors are 4004 processor, 8085 processor, 8086. These are the basic processors which was implemented in the 19th century, and these are the microcontrollers which was implemented in the 19th century. PIC microcontroller was implemented by Microchip. 8051 microcontroller was implemented by Intel Corporation. You know that? I hope you know that Intel stands for Integrated Electronics. This was the company first implemented by a microcontroller which was 8051 microcontroller. It's an 8-bit microcontroller. And 4004, 4040, 8085, 8086. These are all the processors which are designed by Intel company. And then go to CLCD, and then go to project peripherals. In order to do a project, you must know what are the peripherals we have. Okay, so first of all, you must have a PIC16 F877 a microcontroller. Okay, and RAM, I/O, program memory, EEPROM, oscillator, timers, ADC circuits, analog components, CCP module, MSSP module. These are all the things which we require to design a microwave oven. Go to Then go to CLCD. CLCD stands for Character Liquid Crystal Display, which is nothing but CLCD stands for Character Liquid Crystal Display. In PIXIM lab, there are two types of displays. You know that. I hope. In a PIXIM lab, there are two types of displays. One is 16:2 display and is 16:4 display. It displays the ASCII character and some special characters. These two displays the ASCII characters and also some special characters. What are the special characters? You know that. I hope you know that special characters are nothing but star, hash, @ etc. These are the sorry, star is not a special character. I hope hash, @ dollar, the percentile, etc. These are the special characters, ASCII characters. It most commonly used display two types of communication modes. One is 4-bit mode and another one is 8-bit mode. This is in order to see, if you are going to see this diagram, this is the display. What display it is? I think it is the 16:4 16:2 CLCD. Okay, now here you can see that number 16:2 CLCD. Here we will see different peripherals also. Okay, now and then go to next, tactile switch. It's a switch. Here you can see that it's a switch. It is pressing button, and it is a this internal block diagram of this tactile switch is this one and this one also. This is pull up down circuit. Wherever a resistor is placed in the up, this can be also called as pull up circuit. Wherever the resistor is in down, which is nearer to ground, this type of circuit is called pull down circuit. Okay, and then go to next, tactile switch. Tactile switch is a switch whose operation is perceptible by touch, which can be performed by touching externally. Okay, this switch is used to select the mode of operation. By using this switch, we can select the mode of operation and to enter the temperature and to enter time in our project. In our project, we can set the time by using this switch. We can set the time and we can set the temperature by using a conventional mode and grill mode. In grill mode we can set the time. Okay, in convection mode we can set the temperature. Okay, by using this switch we can set the temperature. This switch will produce a bouncing effect when a switch is pressed. This switch will produce a bouncing effect when we press the switch. Okay, now and then go to next, MKP. MKP stands for matrix keypad. Matrix keypad. This is the keypad which having a configuration of 4x4 matrix. Okay, the name itself matrix. These are the keys. Okay, this whole thing is called a pad. So totally we call it as a matrix keypad. Okay, here we can see that external diagram and this is the internal structure. Okay, now here 4 rows, 4 columns, 4 rows. Okay, this is a keypad in which number of tactile switches are connected in row and column concept. Here this is a keypad. This is a keypad in which number of tactile switches. These are the tactile switches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As like these are the tactile switches are nodes, node points. are connected in row wise and column wise. This is used when more number of user inputs are required and still want to save some control IO times. Okay, this is used when more number of user inputs are required. If a user requires more number of inputs, it will uses. These keypads are most commonly used in telephones, calculators, digital lockers, etc. You will see that. I hope you know that keypad external diagram. This is the internal diagram. Okay, this will seen as by externally in general keyboards, keypads, telephones, like etc. And then go to next. Interrupts. Interrupt plays a key role in the controller concept and processors concepts also. Okay, interrupt. In general, an interrupt is a combination of processes set up in a microprocessor or in a microcontroller, in which an internal or external device requests the MPU, microprocessor unit, or microcontroller unit to stop the processing. These interrupts are used for the purpose of to stop the processing. Okay, then the MPU and or MCU acknowledges the request and attends to the request. Okay, now goes back the processing where it was got interrupted. And polling, it is the process where the computer or controlling device waits for an external device to check the readiness or state of an which low level hardware. Okay, and then go to next. Disadvantage of polling. The main disadvantages which are required for which are presented in the polling concept. They have poor response, less power management, and loss of events may occur during polling. So these are the drawbacks which are frequently occurred in the concept of polling. Okay, and then go to classification of interrupts. You know that before. What is an interrupt? Interrupt is a device. Interrupt is an software program which was occurred when this interrupt occurs. Then suddenly processor or control it stops its execution. Okay, this is the concept of interrupt. And different types of interrupts are hardware interrupt and software interrupt. And hardware interrupt again classified into maskable and non-maskable. If I maskable interrupt, maskable which we can processor can have the capability to stop that interrupt and or don't give the permission to allow that interrupt, maskable. And non-maskable interrupt which can when a non-maskable interrupt occurs, the processor cannot stop that interrupt. It can always allows that, which having more priority interrupt. And then go to next. Interrupt service routine. ISR, interrupt service routine. An ISR is a software routine that hardware invokes in response to an interrupt. ISR attends to the request of an interrupting source by clearing the interrupt flag and should save register contents that may be affected by the code in the ISR. It must be terminated with the instruction return, RETE. It's a by printing mistake, so we can eliminate this. Okay, return. This is the return instruction. By using this return instruction, we can quit that interrupt. When an interrupt occurs, the microprocessor unit completes the instruction being executed, then it disables global interrupt enable. Global interrupt enable is shortly named as GIE. Places the address of the program return from the interrupt. Okay, and then go to next. Timers. Timer is an important application in an embedded system which is default peripheral which maintaining the timing of an operation in synchronous with a system clock of external clock. Timer is a device which is used to generate clock pulses, and the main differences between the timer and counter is timer is a device, timer is used to generate the clock pulses, and the counter is a device which is used to count the clock pulses. Okay, in many applications such as measuring time and generating delays. Timer or counter is a software designed to count the time intervals between the events, and resolution which is also called as register width. TJC is referred as change from the number to the another number. It may be up count or down count. In counters we have two types of counters. Those are up and down counters. Quantum, which depends on the system clock setting, is a measure of time which is responsible for the ticks. Scaling may be pre-scale. We have scaling techniques which are scalar, pre-scalar and post-scalar, which may be ratio as 1:1, 1:8 pre-scalar. Most of timers are counters, PWM or pulse. Most of the timers are counters are available, PWM or pulse generators, etc. These are the things which we require to design a microwave oven. Whenever we have a knowledge on these things, we can implement the microwave oven. So thank you friends. So thank you. This is the things which I have to explain to you. Okay, thank you.